Hello, everybody. We are the Hares. I'm Leo. This is Chantel, as most of you know, or many of you know. We just want to give a little bit of an update
Our
on
situation.
what's been going on since we moved to Russia. This is the anniversary, the 2 year anniversary when we arrived.
No, when we left America. So tomorrow will be 2 years that we arrived in Moscow. December 1st is tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. So great. So we're kind of this is anniversary time, and we want to give kind of a just kind of an overview of what's been going on. So, what
hmm
are we going to be talking about?
Well, we've been through a lot, as many of you guys that have been following us know. We've gone through a lot in 2 years, and just kind of wanted to say thank you mostly for the people who have supported us through the times of struggles and need. Um, right when we got here, we got kind of trapped into a situation that we had no idea how it would play out, but it turned out to be a very dramatic, horrifying situation with our finances, and we were made um, put into poverty really in Russia.
By the people who claimed they were going to help us,
By yeah, there were people
cruel and callously.
pe-
Yeah.
people who were putting forth the fact that they were helping us. Yeah, they helped themselves to our 5 million rubles and put us in a really tough situation that we had to get out of. We were illegally put on property, and well, we had to get out of there so that we could pursue getting our money back.
Because the courts wouldn't hear you if you're at an illegal address.
And
So
who
we had to
wants
get out of there.
and who wants to live on property of somebody who's stolen your money?
Right. They
You
they
know?
come by a couple times a week and they kind of look at you and they've got a lot of bad feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad
So
feelings for sure.
really bad feeling. So we had to get out of there. And then we were put in another situation, which was looked on the surface to be wonderful.
That was that farm in Kolomna area.
Yeah, in
Hmm.
Kelowna area, and that turned out to be a disaster. They didn't register us. They made a lot of promises that they didn't keep, as far as having days off. They wanted Leo to work like a slave, like the rest of the Tajikistans that were sitting there on their property.
Actually, those were Uzbekis.
Uzbekistans, okay,
Yeah, they were trying to
Uzbekistans.
treat us like the Uzbekis who stay for a few months and then go back home. They don't care. They're happy to work every day. I mean, but we're we're Westerners. We actually have
Mm-hmm.
standards, employment standards, and so does Russia actually.
Yeah,
And they were employing these
it's
Uzbekis,
illegal.
basically with an illegal thing that was farm de rev,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, up there.
they
Hmm.
were illegally.
Retaining employees, basically,
Well, it
at
was the
least
work
some of them.
hours. Legally, they're not allowed to work a certain amount. Only allowed to work a certain
Well,
amount of
it's like
hours
this.
a
It's like
week.
this. You have a right to days off. Okay,
Yeah.
in the Russian Federation, that is, and even if for some weird legal trick they can claim they don't have to give the Uzbekis days off, it's just downright immoral.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
yeah.
just immoral.
And there was plenty of people there to kind of share the workload. So
Yeah.
anyway, getting out of that position, we ended up basically homeless, but we were staying at a church for 6 weeks while we frantically looked for an apartment who would register us so that we
Now,
could be legal to pursue the legal problem that we had in our hands.
yeah, and that church was in Krasnova, just outside of Rostov-the-Leki.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to say that the father up there was an amazing
Father,
guy.
Father Ignati.
Yeah, and like every place we worked. We were falsely accused by Stan Fillen that we were freeloaders and scammers. But fact is this: we
Yeah,
never stayed free anywhere.
yeah, we
Not
always carried our load.
not only did we do work for the people, but we often contributed money. For instance, the at the Vlasenkos, the first farm, we actually gave money to Lysenko over and above because we thought he was a minister, and we believe in tithing our money and this kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, we gave him $1,000. Okay, you got to understand, we have never been a scammer. And then when we went to Farm de Rev, we worked. I worked for what
That
is it,
was
8 days straight? What is it, 10 hours a day? I mean, I didn't mind the work. I just needed a couple of days off. But oh no, that wasn't good enough for them. Fine, but
actually
then
worked more than that, but anyway.
okay, but yeah, you're right.
11 hours.
It was closer to what was it? Like 5:30 till like seven,
Yeah.
8. I mean, I don't know. It just
Going
depended.
on, yeah.
I started figuring out how to do things more quickly.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were saved out of there through Father Gleason. He had a colleague up there in Krasnova. Father Ignati, we just really appreciate you. I know, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I'm just saying, we really appreciate that guy. He gave us some rest. He registered us. We were able to go to file our criminal complaints.
Right.
So, and then
Yeah.
after a while, you said we were looking for places.
We were looking for an apartment or a house that would legally register us. So a friend actually found this apartment that we have rented ourselves. We don't live with anybody. Nobody helped us get in here other than the fact that he helped us to find the apartment.
Yeah, and not only that, we had to pay the real estate agent. What was that amount of money she charged for just like filling out paperwork, like with her buddy?
40,000 rubles.
I mean, was it $400?
The equivalent to.
I mean, it was just
400 bucks.
unbelievable. I mean, people calling us
just to sign a
freeloaders.
contract.
We have been ripped off. We had our money stolen. We've been treated like slaves,
Mhm.
and and we're like the scammers. No, we're not the scammers.
We are far from scamming anybody. And and when we told our story, when I broke down in the graveyard and told the story, which was completely random,
Unscripted.
idea, unscripted.
You went for a walk and you
Went
came
for a
back with a
walk.
video. I mean,
Yeah, and I just was like, Lord, what are we to do? This is insane what has happened to us, and what do you want us to do? And so he just said, sit down and tell your story. So I did, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for those who poured into us financially for help and emotionally. Those who came to say good, encouraging words. We just wanted to say thank you again, and we just really felt like the Lord has used the situation.
the Lord has used it. We really
And
want to make that
I
clear.
really want to give glory to the Lord for helping us and in every step of the way, coming to Ivanova. I think that in some way God really had His hand in it, and there were people who were against us, and there were people who were for us, and I guess that's pretty normal.
I want to give a couple shout outs.
God is really for us.
I want to give a couple shout outs. What was the guy, the Russian adventurer? Remember that guy? He felt like he lost trust in us, but he actually raised some money and sent it to us. What was his name?
Oh yeah, that was Sam's Russian adventure.
We want to just have a shout out to Sam.
Thank
you, Sam. I know things went awry because you got the wrong impression about what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that we had just were demanding high rent places. That wasn't the case. We had 5 people in the family, and older, and we needed room, So it's like,
we're used to room.
And we couldn't find any other house. Every house we looked for, no one would register. So I know you know that now, but I just kind of want to say, hey, that's water under the bridge. I want to thank you for what you did.
Yeah, you stepped in when other people stepped away from us.
Yeah, you were awesome. Thank you for what you did for us.
We do want to thank you for that.
And there are those who are also
really
unsung. There were people who sent us money. I mean, our good friend down that we met down, we were just talking to, what it was, Alexei today. He'd sent us money just randomly over the months.
A lot of people and one lady, I'll say her name is Natalia, and she has supported us through buying our nuts. And anybody can do that. But she took it upon herself almost monthly for quite a while to buy the nuts, and that really helped us.
Let's also talk about that lady who, became kind of empathetic with her situation, and she found out that you wanted to get a haircutting license, and whatever she did,
That
she
was
broke the piggy bank and
um,
sent us. I mean, how much money should we even say?
Lucy. No, it's that's money that
It was a serious amount of money, so
uh,
Chantel could learn to cut hair.
cut
That's
hair.
such a beautiful outpouring of human compassion.
I always wanted to go to cosmetology school back in the States, but it was ridiculously
Like
stupid
fifteen
and
thousand
long
dollars,
and
crazy stuff
expensive.
like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$15,000. I couldn't even imagine, but people do it. They go into debt to start working. I don't.
So let's think of some other
Do that.
people who have actually just any things that stand out. Because I hate the idea of not acknowledging everybody, but let's just say it this way: we are generally thankful. And, oh, even the officials here in Ivanova, they've been very supportive. They treat us like family. I mean, you wouldn't expect these immigration bureaucrats to see us any different than anybody else, but it's just like there's been this constant outpouring of care and concern when it was needed.
Right. And
It's beautiful.
we haven't been consistent with our videos, but
We don't have to.
we're not trying to earn money on YouTube. We're not connected to the West at all anymore financially. There's nothing there. There's no way to draw money. So I'm not motivated as much as a lot of people maybe to make the
Yeah, we
videos.
we are
And
just
we've always been
basically
really
we're
private people too.
right, and
So
we are basically sending out to people with an honest, just reach out to you. Thank you. We want to let you know things have been looking pretty good for us. Unfortunately, we had a situation where, although the officials here in Ivanova tried to get us into a Russian school, and there was kind of a special school called Interdome, which was established during the Soviet era for the purpose of projecting, or I should say, promoting Russian language and culture around the world. And it just hung on, and it's been around. Well, it's kind of like become almost like its own entity outside the normal school system. And they normally will invite groups of Uzbekis and Syrian children and come just to create this cultural interchange and this kind of thing. But we
unfortunately,
were just let's not go into that right now. We were invited, and I guess some government deputies. Who's that wonderful lady? What is it?
Angelica.
Angelica. I don't remember her last
Angelica,
name.
thank you, Miss Angelica. If you see this video, thank
Yes,
you
thank you.
for what you did to help
She did a
the
lot for
kids.
us, and she really got us in some good places. She opened some doors. She
Mhm.
used some funds to help us.
Right?
Unfortunately, that situation at Interdome was not really good, and here's the
They
problem.
closed down the doors
Well,
too.
no, this is not what I'm saying. Just let's stay focused here. The thing about the idea that you can throw the fish into the throw the like sink or swim. You don't learn a language by just being around people who speak another language. You really do have to go through a process of learning. So the theory was, well, if you just get away from your English speaking household and spend time in the school, then you will be immersed. But that's just not the way it works. It's a faulty reasoning. It went on for about 4 months, and then it ended. And of course, you're saying that they've lost funding for the next 5 years, supposedly. So I don't know what the deal is
Oh, I no, I was under the impression that they're actually remodeling the school for the
for
next
for the next 5 years.
five
That
years.
seems to me like a long time to
Long
be
time to
remodeling.
remodeling.
I don't know what it means. It
But it's
sounds
a
like
huge building.
sounds like I just don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that being what it may, unfortunately, our older two sons decided that it would be for their best interest, and I agree with them, to go back to America to finish their schooling in America because they could not find they couldn't integrate into the teen scene here. So our youngest is still with us, and we've since then developed some very great relationships among Russians. We're involved in a church, but we just want to say so many people have stepped out and said, "I'll try something," and they've thrown their good intentions our way. A lot of it seems to have failed, but on the other hand, we still commend people for and we thank them for trying to help us. It was very odd to have Americans show up in Ivanova. Really, hearing English spoken in Ivanova is almost like an alien experience, like somebody stepped out of a flying saucer, and you talk in English and people's heads snap like this. Whoa, I'm hearing American English. I've never heard this before from a live person. Literally, it's like this. So
But
why don't you
but
tell?
there are a lot of people here that do speak English. Like I'm shocked at like everybody says nobody here speaks English, and I'm like, uh,
Uh,
actually they do.
literally,
They have no reason to speak English together because they're Russian, right? But once they start to hear people speaking English, they're like, "Can I help you?"
yeah,
You
no,
know, in
seriously,
random places.
this has happened to
Can
me
I
at
help you?
times. Yeah, no,
Whoa, you
let me
speak
tell this
English.
story. I mean, literally, this has happened to me a few times. I was one time at a bus station, and I was trying to get from, I guess, from Moscow up to Krasnova, and I, I was just like, I couldn't read the signs. I didn't know what bus terminal to go to. I was completely bewildered, literally bewildered. And I
Mhm.
saw a guy standing at a bus stop. I just went up and said, "Do you speak English?" He goes, "Yes, I do. How can I help you?" I'm going, "You do speak English. Oh, thank God, you're an angel."
I had that happen to me one time when we were in Moscow. I don't know where you were, but I was by myself and I was like frantically going. I called a taxi and I couldn't find my taxi, and I'm like, "Извините, do you speak English?" And I was like, one person walked by and they're like, "No," and then the next person I asked was like, "Yeah, what can I do? Like, how can I help you?" And this has happened in Ivanova, and I'm like, "My taxi, I can see it's down the street. Can you call him for me?" You know, I mean, it's stuff like
It's
that that
great.
just
People just, I mean, we know it's the hand of God just placing one of his pawns right where it's
right
needed,
where you need it.
right
Yeah,
when we need it. Somebody can speak English, or someone says, "Hey, I saw you on TV. Hey, you guys are cool,"
right,
and
right.
they'll help us on this kind of thing. Why don't you tell our friends what the recent things about the church we're involved in, because then we can kind of wrap up.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of people who speak English, we met uh, um, a lady who actually lives in our building at a university. She's the head of the English department. Actually, we went there, and this was months and months ago. And through her, she told some of her English speaking friends that there was an American family here who speak English. There were two ladies specifically who were raising their kids as uh, bilingual bilingual children. And anyway, I became friends with both of them, and one of them has recently moved to the East Coast where her husband works, and the other one is still here, and she has two boys, and well, I have three boys. Two of them are gone now, but Zechariah is still here, and they've become friends. She's teaching Zechariah in Russian, helping to teach him the Russian language, and well, she's the same kind of Christian we are, so I thought, let's go to her church sometime, and we did, and we've really grown to like that community. And Leo's getting involved, so
Yeah, it's great. I actually have religious training. I took a 2 year Bible college, a section in family counseling, on what else? I'm forgetting what I did. Family counseling and counseling, just counseling itself, along with a full biblical study program over a 2 year period. So I've kind of I've had this training that's been with me for a long time, and it's for the first time I'm actually able to begin to at times give some messages. I've also been pretty heavily involved in the music now, and our friend we were just talking about, she sings, and we're kind of developing a whole new music stream in the church. It's great. I'm having the time of my life.
yeah, we were given a piano, and so sometimes she'll come here, and they'll Leo will play piano, and she'll sing, and they'll practice for their Sunday worship song, and then sometimes he goes over to their house, and Zechariah will be, learning Russian language, and then after that, they practice worship. So it's been really great relationships there that we're building, and many others here in Ivanova that we've just adored. And there's a gentleman that we kind of have adopted as our kind of a grandfather.
Dedushka.
Our Jadushka, we had him over, and this other family, and our pastor for Thanksgiving dinner.
American Thanksgiving with turkey,
Thursday.
and we all fell asleep.
Yeah, we all slept. Well, we were all tired.
The next day,
we were all like,
I'm
so tired.
It's an overstatement saying we were partying, but we kind of were. We're staying up way too late, and you don't get Friday off in Russia. I mean, Thanksgiving is like America's thing. So everybody was tired the next day and turkeyed out.
Yeah, so
but this is just an
enjoy
example of some of the we feel healthy relationships we've come into.
Mm-hmm.
So with that in mind, is there anything else we want to bring up before we kiss everybody goodbye?
No, not really. I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be here. We also, I don't even know, did we tell you guys? I think we did. We've talked on it since then, but we have our temporary residence permit that we got back
in the Ivanova
region.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we were grateful and thankful for that. And well, until next time, I guess.
Well, this is what I like to say is I know that we haven't really talked about the financial situation. What I want to do is I want to have make another video that really talks about that in depth. I really want to let you know all the things we've been doing, all the ways we've been attempting to ignite a fire under the butts, if you will, of the Justice Department. Those are some pretty soggy butts at this point. So but there are those who want to see some justice in our case. So we have to be patient with these things. It is not America. If you're an American, you do not know Russian culture. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know it. And if you think you do, you're already wrong. Now, unless you know a Russian or you've been in Russia or you've done a lot of studying. This is a very different culture. It takes a whole different level of faith in God, a whole different level of dealing with just some real ugliness. You've got to understand, America is a very special place in terms of law and government. But in a sense, I find it educational for me as an American because now I understand how the other half lives, and I understand why America has been such a kind of a beacon of light for many people, where they've seen it this way. When I came to Russia, I was pretty down on it, but now I understand. I think I was letting some things kind of cloud some of my reasoning. Doesn't mean America's doing great. It's doing super great. But anyway, the point of this video is not really to talk about America or to talk about legal issues.
No, we left there for
the reasons that we left are still valid, and that is true.
Valid and getting worse.
Yeah, and so yes, so the point is we're here just to say things are going well for us. We're well fed. We're earning money in our tutoring business. Things are going well for us, and we want to thank all of you who have prayed for us, cared for us, expressed support, sent some money. Oh my gosh, sometimes we needed that money, I guess, when it came in. I mean, Chantel, you were probably more in charge of all that than I was.
Yeah, there were times where I was really stressed and scared how we were going to cover the bills, but right there at the end, until we started, I got a job as an English teacher at a Montessori school, and then I started the online tutoring, and the Lord has provided. So praise God.
And also in my case, I've gotten a great job with a company teaching business English, and also I have private students too. And you know what? I really love every one of my students. I really learned to appreciate them, to look forward to seeing them, not because I'm getting paid, but just because I grow to like and love these people, you know?
They're really sweet.
Yeah. So is there anything more we need to say? Why don't we just say one more thing? We want to thank God for everything. This is really a testimony about God. Those certain people came to destroy us, to steal our money, callous, criminal-minded people, criminal-intentioned people. But you know, God is able to overcome everything that comes against someone who has faith. So I would encourage you to have faith in Christ for your situation, as we have had, and we just feel the blessing of God every day now.
Yeah, me too. I could point out what I know we were talking about before the video was that, people said, well, you gave your money over to the people, and you were fools for that. But I do want to mention that we are not the first or the only people that he scammed. In fact,
Exactly.
I wanted to mention that we were told by one of his ex co-workers that he worked with in a church.
Wait a minute. That actually no, it's not his coworker. It was one of his seniors in the church, in the ministry chain. But go ahead.
Told us that farm that we first lived on when we got here down there in Zenakova was actually embezzled property from the church.
From not that church, but another church.
Yeah, from a church.
And it was really underhanded how he got a hold of that property. And it's a scam. It's a family of scammers.
Totally a family of scammers,
yeah.
And they scammed several other people in the churches that he's been in out of money, investment opportunities, and this and that. And they're all embarrassed to say anything because, because they're in the church, and nobody wants to put anybody to shame in the church, right? So
whatever the motives were, we don't know, but we found out some of the goods, and there's more to be found out. And but what I want to do is I want to sit down one of these mornings. I'm going to get up and I'm going to lay down what has happened, who's been involved, how we've been involved with the prosecutor's office of Russia, Bastrikin, how we sent appeals to Putin's office, and I'm just going to talk about it. And but this is not the video. This is a video to say thank you.
But we're not as foolish as some people declare us to be. So
correct. Maybe I was foolish of handing over the money, but I'm not the one who made the scam. I'm not the one who created the scam. Got to understand that.
Yeah. But we just appreciate guys, and Lord bless you. Lord bless those who follow him.
All right, honey. So let's 2 years later, and we're doing pretty well by God's grace. Let's get a high five right here.
We're survivors.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Through Christ, everything is possible.
That's right. God is good every day. Thank you again. Like, subscribe, and follow us. Till the next video.